everyone. I have had a request to show some of the coloring techniques that I use to color in stamped images, and I by no means I am not a professional by any means. I learn from YouTube videos that I watch. I get inspiration from a lot of different people, and I've learned a lot of things from a lot of different people. Today I'm going to concentrate in this video on coloring with colored pencils, and I use the Crayola brand colored pencils. That's what I can afford, that's what's in my budget, so that's what I use. Now, excuse me, I bought the 36 pack, plus I had a couple of the 12 packs, and I just mixed them all together in this bin here, my little caddy. And I did go on the hunt for this multicultural colored pencils. These have the skin tones in it. It has peach, red, hazel, light brown, mahogany, brown, dark brown, and black. And I mainly wanted it, Logan's Crafty Mama showed this in one of her videos a while back, and I mean a while, I mean it probably a year ago. And she uses these to color the skin colors, and so I went ahead and bought this too so that I could practice my skin colors. But I do recommend getting that, and I also recommend, let me stick this back in real quick, sorry. And then I also recommend getting a good pencil sharpener. The cheapy ones from, you know, like back to school, the 79-cent ones or however much they are that we buy for our children, I do not recommend that. I have tried that, and they do not work very well for colored pencils. I also went out and bought an electric sharpener, thinking I was doing something wrong with the other sharpener, and no, that does the same thing as the cheapo pencil sharpeners. So I saw somebody's video, and she recommended the I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry. She recommended the Prismacolor pencil sharpener. So I went ahead and found this. This is what it looks like. And it just says Prismacolor. And you just pull the side off, and your sharpener's right in there. And then you pull the bottom off to empty it. And I highly recommend you invest in one of these. I found mine at AC Moore. It was, I think, $3.99 or $4.99, and I used a 50% coupon, so it was pretty reasonable still. And I highly recommend this. This sharpens your pencils perfectly. You know, those are just some of the tools that you need for coloring with colored pencils. You know, some colored pencils and a pencil sharpener, stamped image, and you should be set. I do use the Crayolas. I prefer, you know, I love the Crayolas. I wish I could afford Prismacolor. I cannot, so I use the Crayolas. And I also learned my coloring from someone else here on YouTube, and if I can remember her name and find the video, I will link it in the description box below. But this woman taught me how to color with colored pencils, and I have kind of altered some of her techniques to make it easier for myself, kind of cut some corners here and there, but you know, to each their own. So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use this flower right here from the Hampton Arts Funtastic Flowers stamp set. So let me go ahead and stamp that out and get my little space cleared off, and I'll come right back and start the coloring tutorial. Just a moment, please. Okay, I'm back. I am going to go ahead and get started now. What I did is I stamped out my flower that I want to color, and I stamped it twice because I will probably use both of these on a card, but I'm just going to color one of them today. The colors I'm going to use are Crayola Pink, and also from Crayola, Magenta. And also I recommend having on hand, now I just stamped this with StazOn ink. You can use any ink you like with colored pencils, it doesn't matter. StazOn, Memento, doesn't matter. I also recommend having on hand a piece of scratch paper where you can test your colors out to see if it's the color you want to use. And I also keep an eraser on hand, and I just use a white eraser, hopefully something with a good point on it, in case I need to erase in a small area. I recommend white erasers simply because sometimes the pink erasers will leave a pink hue to your paper, and I don't really care for that much. So let me go ahead and get started coloring, and I will try to keep my head out of the way and I'll try to explain what I'm doing as I go along. Okay, so first what I'm going to start doing with is the magenta pencil. This is my darkest color, and I'm just going to in small circles with hard pressure make small circles just around the outside here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to come in and blend it anyways with the pink. Now you can also use what's it called, Gamsol with your colored pencils. I do not have any on hand and I've never tried it, but I think I get pretty good results without it, therefore I do not use it. So I've got this colored in, this one petal colored in pretty good, where I want the darker colors to be. So then what I would do is I would come in with my lighter color, my pink, and you're also going to use a firm medium to hard pressure to begin with, because you want to pull that color down to make it look like it's blended. So start in the dark area, small circles, and gently pull it out. And I use the cheap cardstock from Walmart. I don't buy anything special for this, just the cheapy Walmart. And you can kind of see how that's blended a little bit now. Would be a good idea to make sure your ink is dry though. I can see my ink was not dry, so it is kind of pulling into my flower there. But just use a heavy pressure to pull that color out. Now certainly if you did not want your flower to be as dark as this, you could go in with your eraser and erase some of it. I don't worry too much about going over the black lines, that doesn't bother me, but you certainly could take your time and go in between each of these. So let me see. Still looks like I got a pretty harsh line over here, so I'm just going to work this a little bit more to try to get rid of that harsh line, using pretty firm pressure, just kind of pulling the color down. Okay, so there's one petal, and I'll do one more for you guys. I hope I'm in frame. I'm not even paying attention to the camera. Sorry guys. Hope I'm in frame. Small circles, firm, hard pressure. And it really doesn't matter if you stay within the lines if you're going to fussy cut it anyways. I usually try to stay within the lines anyways. Now the video that I'm going to link down below, if I can find it, she recommends that you always keep your pencils at a very, very sharp. I actually like mine a little bit duller like this. I hope you can see the tip on that one. I kind of like them like that because then you don't get those real harsh lines. But you certainly could keep them super sharp, like say, like that. That's what she recommends. I personally do not like my pencils like that, but I'm sure that there's a reason for it. I just haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so I've got my darker color laid down, and I'm just going to take my pink again, and I'm going to start in the dark area and pull that color out using a very firm pressure, doing circles to pull the color out. Now if this was a bigger image, I could show you better how to get the soft effect, the soft, I don't know how to say it, where the gradation, I guess it's called, where it would be darker, medium, and light. But with the small image like this, it's really hard to do that because you have to work it so much to get the colors to blend nicely. I can see some over here that I missed, but that's alright. I'll go back and finish that later. So that's basically it. You know, I think that pretty much gives you the idea. You know, I certainly would work at this a little bit better and take my time with it if I were to do it off camera. But that's how I do it, basically. You know, if you've ever done Copic coloring or you've watched somebody's videos where they do Copic coloring, they'll talk about a light source. You know, imagine where your light source is and that's where your shading should be, type of thing. I'm not really too far into that yet. I am still learning, but I generally, for just coloring images like this, I don't worry about that. I really don't. Now if I wanted to, I could go back over this again, you know, to try to get rid of those harsh lines that are here. I hope I'm in frame. I hope you see what I'm talking about. There's still some harsh lines here. Just a second. You know, there's still a little bit of harsh lines here, but you can see it's blending in nicely. And you just have to keep working. Now if you want it lighter, just take your eraser and erase it. It's colored pencil, it erases. You know, so basically that's how I do my colored pencil coloring. I will go ahead and finish coloring these flowers using the same exact technique that I just showed you on these two petals, and then I will put a picture at the end of the video for you to see how it turned out. Basically, take your time with it, have fun with it, you know, experiment. You know, that's how I did watch a video and learn some basic techniques from somebody, and then I just played with it and found out what works for me. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Let me just show you one more thing real quick. Let me set this aside for a minute here. I gotta stand up for this so I can make sure I'm in the frame. Okay, real quick here because I'm about to run out of time on my SD card here. Okay, scrap piece of paper. Just want to show you something real quick. Alright, firm pressure, sorry. Crap. Sorry. So sorry. I set an alarm for 10 minutes so I would not let this video go too awful long. And then my screen locked on me and I couldn't get it to slide open. Sorry. Okay, anyway, firm pressure, pressing really hard. Medium pressure, light pressure. Can you see the difference in those? Oh, in frame, Pat. Hard pressure, medium pressure, soft pressure. One pencil, 3 colors. That's another thing that you know, you could very well blend these flowers using just one color. You know, I have done it with just the plain pink. You know, I've done a real hard pressure around the edges, and then you come in real softly for the lighter color, and that works well too. But I like to use at least 2 or 3 different colors to kind of give it a different look. So anyway, I will finish coloring the flowers, and I will leave a picture at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm back. I colored my images. I wanted to share them with you real quick. I decided not to take a picture and just to do a quick little snippet. This is the flower that I colored the couple of petals on the video. When I was coloring, I had it upside down. But I went ahead and I finished coloring those in, and I just used the 2 colors, the Crayola magenta and pink. And I just worked it, you know, the same way that I showed you in the video. I think they came out pretty cute. So yeah, there you go. You don't need expensive pencils to do nice work. I'm sure the Prismacolor pencils are really nice. I have not worked with them before, but I'm sure they have more pigment than the Crayolas, and you know, they're better quality and such. But for people that cannot afford Prismacolor pencils, Crayola is the way to go. I don't care for the Rose Art pencils, Crayola all the way. So anyway, there's my 2 cents. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day or evening, and leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.